Miles. Then Miles.
His name was Miles. What's his brother's name? I'm actually believing me. I'm glad I believed me. Because this is the one I was like, the scene needs to work. Bro, why? This is what directors are, why directors are important. Look at AJ's hands. I explained this in earlier ones, but I guess I should explain it in here. I'll record stuff, not very often, just every once in a while I'll record stuff with my light and camera, this microphone, which is why you're hearing good sound, but I usually just record it for myself just to do something. I had the idea to watch these old films, this one, the Toy Story film, or the Toy Story. It is the Toy Story, because Toy Story is a Pixar movie. And I know it's a very small distinction, but the Toy Story, that's the one thing that's keeping me from being sued. Like they would ever sue me, but we're adding a the, we're adding a possession. So there's two distinctions. But anyway, for anyone who saw it, you already know the story, but I made it for my thesis film. Someone at a church passed at that time, and I released it in honor of them. And that's why it makes it special. The other thing that makes it me watching now special is that I haven't watched it. Usually when I release a film, I won't watch it after I released it. Just wanting to preserve it, and hopefully it's good in my head. I don't ever want to watch it again to see something that I wish I could change before I show it to people. But I haven't watched it for 2 years, so I think that would be interesting to see how I react to it. And this is the most recent one, so it's the most not sore, but like if I don't like it, it's gonna suck. It's like, dang, I just released this to people. That's how I felt with the first one I made, the art gallery, and I completely torched that one. If you watch that one, you'll see it was throwing me off. I didn't really think it was that good when I first made it, but I didn't think it was bad either. When I showed it to my class, they were laughing, and I was like, this isn't a comedy, but they're laughing in a good way, so I was like, you know what, I'll run with it. But when I watch it back now, it's like, bro, the music, and it was just like all over the place. I started with the art gallery. I went on to interview. It still holds up. I just watched Samsara. I had some thoughts on that one too, and I hope that I'm okay with it, because this is the one that I probably would care about the most. If it's not, hopefully you guys watch my other reaction ones. You could start with the art gallery. That one for sure, I know I had a sour reaction to, so at least it'll be entertaining for you. Watch the actual film first. It's only 13 minutes, so you can have your own opinion. And I kind of probably already influenced your opinion by saying how my reaction was. But try to watch it with open mind. Maybe I would just be harsh. Oh, thank you to everybody who showed love on this. Hopefully you guys weren't just gaslighting me. Hopefully it was good. Can you see me like breathing hard and stuff? I don't think anybody who's watching this would have not seen it. But if you haven't, then you should probably watch it first. Just because I'm going to be talking, I'm going to be giving you spoilers. I always wanted to watch a movie with a clear slate, with no opinions on it, so I can have a real experience of it that isn't tainted by someone else. Go ahead and start this thing. Super loud background noise, so hopefully that's not a thing. It's going to be too loud.
Please leave a message after the tone.
I had so much hair. That music is kind of like John, I think that's your name. Where I got this music from. Thank you for this. No knocking him, I used it, so it's on me. I don't know how I used it, but I think it does sound kind of like there's something kind of sweet about it, but I want it to be memorable, so I put it there for that reason.
You think anybody's gonna show up?
I think a lot of people are gonna be scared because of the virus, but whoever wants to be there will be there.
And my acting got so much more centered over the years. If you go back and watch the other ones, you'll see it got way more solid.
What's with the toy?
I didn't give myself enough credit. I was judging myself so hard.
I care sometimes when I'm nervous.
I actually do believe my accent. It sounds way deeper than I usually talk, but
I was asked to say some words, and public speaking isn't my thing. I get really nervous.
the accent makes it more interesting for some reason.
Start to stutter.
Like he's in a foreign land.
Freeze up.
You should try to focus on the love you guys share, you know, the bond, the memories, and trust that. I mean, that's what I did when I did a speech like that.
Little Nehemiah.
Let me see if everybody's ready to go.
Oh man, I could have done that shot a lot better. But every other shot was good because I think the camera quality was almost the same, but I just wasn't like, I could have got a better shot than that. And that's why I didn't use her shot, because the shots I got of her, it just didn't work. This was the best I could have done with the scene. And it kind of made it a little bit, took the value a little bit down, but it's not that bad. I think the rest, the quality, kind of, is more solid.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, it's Ian. Got some things to tell you.
the shadows come.
Thank you for that selection. One thing we all know is that Ian could appreciate good singing. Next, we'll hear a few words from the family.
When Jesus is my portion.
I feel like I'm feeling nervous for him because he's like, he's about to go up. And since I know he's supposed to be nervous, I feel like I feel nervous.
His eye is on the sparrow.
Probably should have got some more variety of the shots. AJ.
Argued with the coach. He was always on time in practice. He was always motivated to what he was doing.
Should the shadows come?
I'm gonna miss him greatly.
And why should my heart feel so low?
It's such a sad thing to see.
For my heavenly hope.
I said this in the earlier ones that I made, but what makes something interesting to watch is the conflict. Right now, there's not enough. I know we know the conflict is internal. He doesn't want to go up there and talk, but people watch stuff when there's no other way to say it, but conflict. I mean, there's an internal one, but since there's not really one that we can really be captured by, I think the editing does do a decent job of making it at least interesting to watch.
Feel so low.
It's such a sad thing to see.
For my heavenly hope. When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is he.
Yeah, it was very well sprinkled in.
Is on the
If you guys didn't know, I edited this. I didn't really put it in the credits, but that's the reason why I keep talking about the editing. Like, if you watch my other reactions to the other films, you can't really see it that much because you don't know what it started with. All my films, they were made what they were made because of the editing, especially because I was the one in the films and directing it. It's harder to see what's going on in the frame. The director's job is to make sure what's going on in the frame is serving the story as well as it can. And it's hard to, well, at least back then, I had a hard time making sure that what was happening in the frame was captured. Because of that, I had to edit everything to what it is. If I talk about that in editing a lot, that's because the editing plays a heavy hand in this one too. Because there's some dry spots in it, like the extended one is very long and it's really dry, to be honest. But this one compressed just makes it more bearable. And hopefully, again, please tell me you watched the full version film by itself first before you watch this, because I keep stopping and it messes up the flow. It doesn't really like give you the full experience. Ian was my best friend. We didn't spend a lot of time together in person. I feel like after this, I was pointing like you guys can see. The lady in the middle, sitting on the second row, that's who this film was dedicated to. Don't need to get into it. If you know, you know. But what was I gonna say? Oh, someone told me, I think it was Mimi, she said it was spot on for Tennessee. Hopefully you weren't gaslighting me. Since you're from down there, I would say that you have a good judge of it. Maybe just me being critical of myself. To me, it sounds like an accent, but hopefully that's just me being me. We didn't spend a lot of time together in person. But when I moved away, when we were just boys, we were already best friends. We ate together, we played together. Nina was going off. Even after I had to move away, I like how I edited over all this. At first, it showed all that by itself while she was singing, and then it put the speech at the end. I mean, it worked that way too, but this brings it along a lot faster because like the speech is just, it's supposed to be me in a flashback, a younger me with a brother, but we didn't have time to film all that. Kind of made it hard to do that as well. But that was supposed to be going during the speech. Since we didn't have that speech, which is a whole long speech, I just put the speech under. I have a habit of whispering, especially when I'm doing these videos in the house. Since I don't really make these videos and show them to anybody, me doing this, I know it's not that normal. That's why I have the habit of whispering. If I do end up showing this to people, it'll make more sense. But yeah, I like that I edited it this way.
calling each other for everything. Even the little things. This toy I carry around with me. Not a lot of people know why I have it.
Honestly, this is where it gets good.
What its purpose is for.
I was so self-conscious about this, but I feel like this is where it gets good. You telling why, because I feel like that's the thought people are having.
Yeah, I often tell them it helps me when I have really bad nerves, and it does, but it's a little bit more than that. It's something Ian gave me when we were just kids. When I was about to leave for Tennessee, it was his favorite toy. He used to play with it all the time.
Actually, believe me.
When they told us I had to leave, it was sad for us, and we wanted to remember each other, because even at that young age, we knew we wouldn't be able to see each other.
Right here is where the flashbacks were supposed to happen. But I'm in the moment, I'm in the zone. You can see me seeing something. That's what it feels like. But really, I did this acting exercise the night before we filmed it. I got into the same priming state where I basically allowed myself to feel the emotion, and then I attached it to the words I was saying. When I brought it up, real emotion came out.
We knew we wouldn't be able to see each other.
In the bed, it looks like I'm seeing something, even though I wasn't actually seeing it. It was emotion, all emotion.
I'd be all the way down in Tennessee where I was going, and he'd be up here in Milwaukee.
Tennessee, Milwaukee. This was actually filmed in Kenosha, but I actually believe Milwaukee. My hair makes me believe Milwaukee.
We knew we'd never be able to. I mean, our parents didn't have too much money, so we had a good idea we wouldn't.
I'm like experiencing it as someone who basically brand new, because it's not fresh.
Seeing much of each other anymore.
Hopefully I'm not blurry.
He gave me his toy, and I gave him mine.
I really hope you guys saw this, because I'm about to spoil it. The baby right there, and I gave him mine. Oh, I just talked in the accent. I'm not going to spoil it. If you've seen this, you know why this shot and that line worked. And that might be too obvious, and you might understand what I'm saying, even if you haven't seen it, but the shot was okay.
He gave me his toy, and
but I was really focused on her, because her look was good right there. So I wanted to throw that in there.
I often think back to that day, and I think about how when you're a kid and you have toys and belongings, you assign a lot of love and
that was a great cut.
And value and a little bit of yourself.
Watch one more time. I wasn't even paying attention to what I was saying.
And belongings. You
but I wasn't even paying attention to what I was saying. Hopefully people were paying attention. Maybe that's just me being a squirrel.
You assign a lot of love,
paying attention to the wrong stuff.
And value and a little bit of yourself to them. You assign a piece of yourself to them. I like to think that when we traded toys, we traded
Oh, this is why I'm imbuing value in the toy, making the
part
toy.
of ourselves. So
I'm making sense of it.
we traded a part of ourselves. So we
that's why he carries
always
it.
be together, even for miles and miles, miles and miles apart. He used to say that all the time. Miles and miles.
See, this is where it's getting long. It's like I don't want to go too fast. I feel like this moment it just couldn't be rushed, and me slowing it down while also stuttering kind of slows it down a lot. That's where this part required a lot of patience, and that's why I made this version, because in the extended it just gives the whole speech, him talking like this, and then it gives to the next part. It's like that requires too much patience. We've done well so far. Let's not drop the ball now. The audience probably would have kept watching because it's been good up to this part. But like, why lose points if you don't have to? So that's why I condensed it.
He used to say that all the time. Miles and miles. than miles and miles.
I don't know why I love that part. Miles and miles. It just sounds like what's his name? Daniel? Some Daniel say. What is his name?
He used to say that all the time. Miles and miles than miles and miles.
His name was Miles. What's his brother's name? I'm actually believing me. I'm glad I believed me. Because this is the one I was like, the scene needs to work. Bro, why? This is why directors are important. Look at AJ's hands. Are you gonna carry a heavy casket with your fingers? Unless you're Bruce Lee. AJ, you're my bro, but like, come on, dude. And it's fine. It's probably just me being picky. And I'm pretty sure no one probably thought it was a real casket, but I don't think it takes away too much. They seem like they don't have a lot of money, so if you really didn't have money, you're gonna bury them in something. Right? I was just rudely interrupted. So yeah, talking about it, because that's something you can't really change. I want to use his shot, but like you can't change his hands. Hulk carrying the casket. No one probably looked at the casket and thought, oh my god, that's so phony. Even though it is, but like it's plausible. It works. You know, kind of carrying it like it's heavy helps. Anyway, I'm just being picky.
The hardest part about today was the day Ian was planning on bringing his family down to Tennessee, and I was gonna meet him for the first time. Today
That's really messed up timing. The day that
today was gonna be the first time we had seen each other since we.
that actually makes this way more like powerful. Like it makes it like dang. It makes it like that gives it some bass. That's crazy. That's
looking forward to the day.
Awful timing. The day you're gonna hang out with your bro and meet his kid. Man, that's messed up. That's messed up. That's good writing, but that's messed up.
This toy's the last thing I have. Thomas and my brother.
Tamika. By the way, Tamika, if you're watching this, my professor specifically commented on how much he likes your acting from the speeches.
I'll hold on to it forever.
You okay?
I'll hold on to it.
If I go over there, I'm not gonna be able to keep it together.
I understand.
I wish I had whatever it is you have.
I like that shot.
Whatever it
I just like leaving the shot on there for some reason. This was a great shot. Bokeh, the blurriness behind the subject, and then like it's like giving the mic to her. I was trying to think of what that word I was trying to say, what the phrase was. Happy accident.
I wish I had whatever it is you have. Whatever it is keeping you
Dude.
together. I mean, how are you not breaking down, knowing your baby's growing up without a father?
I've broken down plenty. Really, I don't think I can break down anymore.
See that where she talks over it? I don't know how people perceive that. With all the snow, the conditions, maybe messing up the audio. I mean, he's a baby, but messing up the audio. That's just the best way I could edit that. And I don't know how people took it. It just seems like something people wouldn't really think about because it almost seems like it's a mistake, but it also seems like it was done on purpose. Watch it one more time.
I wish I had whatever it is you have. Whatever it is keeping you together. I mean, how are you not breaking down, knowing your baby's growing up without a father?
I've broken down plenty. Really, I don't think I can break down anymore.
The part of me that sees the silver lining sees that at least
Also self-conscious about this shot too, but I'm liking it so far.
Cameron doesn't have to grow up, get a chance to know and fall in love with his father only to go through the pain of losing him. Because I know how that is, and
That got misconstrued so badly. When I'm listening to it now, I can see what it sounds like, or what it comes across as, which is that it's talking about he grew up and fell in love with his brother and knows the pain of losing him. But it was supposed to be he grew up and I don't like the word fell in love. That's why I was kind of iffy about that, but hey, I wrote it. He's talking about his father. He grew up and fell in love with his father and lost him somehow, but it comes across as him meaning towards his brother, which is fine. Brotherly love and all that, that still works.
Have to grow up, getting a chance to know and fall in love with his father only to go through the pain of losing him, because I know how that is. And
I did not mean it for this. It still works like that, but that's just not what I wanted.
go through the pain of losing him, because I know how that is. And
That's actually kind of true. That's a valid point.
at least it's
The age-old question, would you rather have loved and lost than never did love that? That question gets asked probably every day. That's a fair point. At least he doesn't have to one day lose him.
why doesn't know him.
Just making sure I'm in focus.
I don't know. I think it's better to have known someone than to not have known them at all.
I couldn't find any other music. I just really wanted to have some type of music theme that was introduced in the beginning. It works, but now I'm like, it's too ethereal. I don't know.
Why doesn't
But
know
it
him.
does end up working for the film, though. It's just like, you know. When I listen to it for a second time, I kind of like it more.
I don't know. I think it's better to have known someone than to not have known them at all. Because all those things you come to love about that person, I think that's what makes it so painful. But that pain is nothing compared to the pain of not knowing them at all. I actually think Cameron has it the worst. Just doesn't know it yet.
That actually hit me. I didn't know that was actually gonna hit. That line actually hit me. And I was worried about that actually coming across.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, it's Ian. I got some things to tell you, Daniel. I'm calling from the hospital because Gabrielle took my phone to make sure I'm getting enough sleep. Turns out that cough I had a few weeks ago didn't go away, and I've been feeling a bit weak in the body, so I came in for some tests. It's nothing serious,
Oh crap.
but I don't know how long they're gonna have me in here. But we might have to.
Why does it seem like I was
push back
walking
that
so
visit
slow?
we had planned
For
next
some reason, it
week.
seemed like I was walking really slow. I mean,
I
I
know
don't know,
Gabrielle's
maybe
looking
it's not
forward
in
to
a
meeting
rush.
you, and I'm sure you're looking forward to meeting your nephew. So we'll have to do it. You know, it's just we gotta push it back a little bit. Look, Daniel, you know me. I'm not the type to let the sickness get the better of me, but my doctor, he doesn't seem too confident about it. What I'm trying to say is, if anything ever happens to me, you know, not just now, but if anything ever happens, just make sure Gabrielle and Cameron, make sure they're okay.
See, that moment didn't hit me as much as I wanted it to. Maybe get in the car. I definitely didn't expect it. For some reason, it doesn't hit me. Maybe it's because I knew it was coming. I haven't seen it in 2 years, and I can say I didn't expect that, and I know it hit other people, but I just don't know if it was the impact. When I looked at the baby, I knew the toy was coming in, but up until this shot, I wasn't thinking that, oh, here comes, give it the baby the toy. I just didn't expect it to come in like that, because it wasn't already in the frame, and there's like, oh, it's just a baby. I never asked anybody. I never want to know. I kind of want to know if people saw the toy coming, and if they did, was it in kind of moment for them?
And I'm sure you're looking forward to meeting your nephew, so we'll have to do it, you know. It's just we gotta push it back a little bit.
The second time I saw it, it hit my heart.
You know me, I'm not the type to let the sickness get the better of me, but my doctor, he doesn't seem too confident about it.
This is a great moment. The shot was a great moment.
What I'm trying to say is, if anything ever happens to me, you know, not just now, but if anything ever happens, just make sure Gabrielle and Cameron, make sure they're okay, just make sure they're okay, you know?
That soundbite makes you okay. It makes me think the toys is simple.
Just make sure Gabrielle and Cameron, make sure they're okay, just make sure they're okay, you know? Well, alright, I think Gabrielle's gonna be back soon, so I'll be seeing you. Miles, Daniel. Miles.
Miles brought it back.
Miles, Daniel. Miles.
For the ones we lost, they live on through what they leave behind. You know, it's like a poetic key, but when it actually hits you, anyway. Did anybody stay long enough to see a Jay Nelson film? I feel like only people who always want to watch the end will see something like that, because there's 10 seconds left. So I'm sure a lot of people have pulled out already. Well, I'm gonna watch this back. No matter what, I'm gonna make this a video. And if I like that video, then I'll go ahead and share it. But if not, then these videos may just collect dust in my private YouTube channel.